The ad in the newspaper said, "Visit Lord Howe Island, the last paradise." Well, paradise is one of those overused words like sale or special. And of course it is a purely relative term. What is paradise for one person could be hell for another. Still, we were intrigued and bought our 7-day holiday package.
We're the same time as Sydney, as the mainland time.
Our comfortable self-contained unit at Somerset was set in a lush subtropical garden within easy walking distance of the island's 2 main beaches and a general store. The first residents of the island that one notices are the white terns. It is their nesting season, although the word nest is hardly appropriate as they do not build nests, choosing instead to lay one egg in an indentation in a branch or palm frond, a rather risky way of doing things as they can and do fall off, as one did on this startled narrator's head. As for the human side of things, the local population is just over 300, with the number of tourists allowed being capped at 400. This is what the locals jokingly refer to as the CBD. For general shopping, a Joy's store on Middle Beach Road carries quite a variety of goods. The most popular form of transport is the bicycle, and with a general speed limit of 25 kilometers per hour, no one is in a hurry. Another local custom is that everybody waves to each other when driving, or a friendly greeting when walking. Hitchhiking is encouraged and doors are not locked. Protection of the environment is a very important issue on Lord Howe. All garbage is carefully recycled, and what can't be reused is compressed and taken to the mainland. Nothing is buried or dumped into the sea. Even diesel engines or motor vehicles are modified to take used cooking oil. Almost everywhere one goes, the landscape is dominated by the 2 mountains, Lidzberg on the left and Gower on the right, both remnants of an ancient volcano. The township sits on a narrow neck of calcified sand that links with Mount Eliza and Malabar Hill in the north. The hike to the top of Malabar Hill is one of the many walks available to the tourists, and there are great views to be had along the way. Ned's Beach is very popular for swimming and snorkeling. Below us is the old settlement beach area, which was first settled in 1833. There is no evidence of any habitation prior to that date. Now that we have reached the summit, the question must be asked, was it worth it? The answer to that lies before us. The cliffs are popular with all kinds of seabirds, especially the red-tailed tropic birds who are noted for their aerial acrobatics. Another feature of the islands that can be seen from this vantage point is Ball's Pyramid, 23 kilometres south of Lord Howe. The other side of Malabar Hill is the domain of the sooty terns. It is courting time and disputes are many. The late afternoon light catches the sooties as they enjoy the updrafts from the cliffs below. As we are near Ned's Beach, we will call in for the fish feeding, which occurs every day around 4 o'clock. The trick here is to grab your dinner without ending up as somebody else's. Across the isle in the main lagoon, a trip in a glass-bottom boat will enable you to look directly down into the fish's world, after our diligent captain cleans the glass. Again, it is feeding time, but these more colourful fish are better behaved. Back at Ned's Beach, we grab the underwater camera and join the fish in their own environment. By far the main activity for tourists visiting the island is walking. Sure, you can ride a bicycle about, but for those places your bike will not take you, you walk, either on your own or with a group. This group is off on a ramble with Ron, one of the island's leading characters.
Oh, I'm hoping to get some really big ones, but they're not very big. Oh, that'll do us. Now what I'll do, I can get a bit of sawdust and put in and keep them dry. Because the bird likes English people feeding it to them. We got any English people in the home? They're going to grab it.
The purpose of that little exercise was to obtain some witchetty grubs to feed to a rather cheeky currawong. It would appear as if our dinner guest has arrived.
That's a Lord Howe Island colour. Now don't go. Here you go. There's another one. See, come back for that one. Here, don't go, there's another one. Take that too. You're on. Off you go.
After learning all about the botany of the island, we reach a point on the eastern side aptly named the Clear Place, which offers beautiful views of the coastline. Once again, Ball's Pyramid can be seen. At 552 metres high, it is the world's tallest rock shaft. Although the main source of income for the island comes from the tourist industry, it also relies on income from the famous indigenous Kentia palm trees, which have graced the homes of Europe since the 1870s. Its beauty and resilience has led to an industry whereby millions of sprouted seeds are exported annually. Another thing it is noted for is for saving one of the world's rarest birds from extinction. The Lord Howe Island woodhen, a flightless bird, was reduced to a population of only 30 birds. A captive breeding program was initiated, and now after being released back into the wild, their numbers total well over 200. To further increase its chances of survival, cats are banned completely from the island. Another much-loved bird on the island is the masked booby. Here on the cliff above Muttonbird Island, they can be seen doing what they do best, flying. While below them, their fledglings exercise their wings before joining the adults in the sky above. There's an old song that says, "Don't go down to the woods tonight, you may get a big surprise." That is true of the woods near Ned's Beach, for it is this place that the mutton birds, or flesh-footed shearwaters to give them their correct name, call home. And home is a burrow in the ground, the type that rabbits dig. Only these are dug by seabirds who travel many thousands of kilometres from the northern hemisphere for the privilege. The banshee-like wailing is their way of communication. It is a rather confronting sound for such a gentle bird, whose lack of fear of humans has led to its wholesale slaughter for food in the past. While the mutton birds rely on their strong wings to get them to Lord Howe, humans for many years relied on the strong wings of the Sunderland flying boats to carry them there, until the airstrip was built in 1974. The island is also serviced by the Island Trader, which travels from the northern New South Wales port of Yamba every 2 weeks. But it is the flying boats that are most remembered on Lord Howe, and a monument has been erected to one of their number, an Australian Air Force Catalina that crashed there in 1948, killing 7 of the 9-member crew. Some of the wreckage can still be seen today. From the crash site, we look down on the old settlement beach area and the Milky Way apartments. The visible water tanks are a reminder that the island has no reticulated water supply and relies solely on rainwater caught and stored in tanks. Most of the island's restaurants are situated in the holiday lodges and all require bookings well in advance. For the casual diner, there is only the Humpty Mix Cafe and Blue Peter's on Lagoon Road. Generally on Lord Howe, everything is much more expensive than it is on the mainland. There is one policeman on the island, but he acts mainly as a customs agent. We asked our tour guide when he came down from the palm tree when the last crime was. After what seemed like minutes of deep thought, he replied saying that it was about 12 months ago when one of the locals was fined for exceeding the 25 km/h speed limit. For those other needs, there's a couple of churches, a golf club, a bowling club, a primary school and a small hospital with an excellent doctor, so we are told. In 1981, because of its unique rainforest, Lord Howe was given World Heritage listing, thus giving an official nod to its paradise status. Whether it would be your paradise or your hell, or just a nice place to have a holiday, we'll leave that for you to decide.